Hey y'all, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's Angel, aka the Angelic Muse. I'm an intuitive tarot reader as well as a certified Reiki practitioner. And as you can see from the title of this video, I am back here with another pick a card for you guys. This one is just a simple yes or no. Maybe it's a maybe in here. I'm not sure yet. I haven't seen the cards, but it's a yes or no pick a card reading here. And we have 4 piles for you guys to choose from. So first pile, we have this crystal, which I can't for the life of me seem to find the name. I have tried to Google it. I've tried looking through my papers and I just can't. I want to get the name of this crystal. But anyway, first pile, we have this unknown crystal. It's like kind of greenish brown. Second pile, we have the rose quartz crystal. Third pile, we have the rutilated quartz crystal. And then for your fourth pile, we have lapis lazuli crystal. So I did go ahead and pre-shuffle all the oracle cards. I'm going to be live shuffling the tarot on camera to get further insight. All of the timestamps will be down below, as well as all of the decks that I am using and all of my personal information if you like to connect with me outside of this. And I think that is so much. I think that's it. I was going to say thank you so much, but I think that is it. And thank you so much for being here with me. And I will see you guys down at your timestamps. Hi, Paiwan. So if you chose this unknown stone, like I said, if you know what this stone is, please let me know. I don't know why. I feel like I knew the name and I kind of forgot it for some reason, but I don't know. Either way, if you chose that crystal, here is your reading. We're going to start out with your oracle cards first. So to start, you have be assertive. And then you have shaman for your spirit guide from the ancestor messages deck or messages from the ancestor. Then you have release jealousy. Jealousy is an affirmation that you don't have something, and the universe manifests exactly as you affirm. Let other people's successes inspire rather than frustrate you. If they can have it, so can you. And then your last card is regret. I know that I cannot change the past. Okay, so before I read out of the book for this shaman oracle card, right off the bat, I clearly had a sense of like someone who doesn't either doesn't feel called or doesn't feel worthy in a sense that they deserve whatever it is that they're trying to get. So, for example, and even with this release jealousy card, I'm still picking up on that because for some reason, like, I feel like there are 2 different types here. So there's the people who are jealous in a way that is like more so snarky and like, oh, I'm better than you. Why do you have that and I can't? Or I also see it as people who feel like I'll never be good enough. I feel like for the latter, I feel like it's the latter for most of you. Especially with this be assertive card, because if you're not being assertive, you're kind of playing the back and waiting your turn almost. And maybe for some of you, you're waiting your turn because you feel like you've made maybe too many mistakes, or like you feel like you're just, again, never going to get it, that thing. But the difference between the past and where you are right now is that you can actually do something about where you are right now. Whereas the past instantly, when we think of the things that we did or did not do, the regret kind of takes over, and we're a bit blindsided to the fact that there's still room to make amends or to fix things or to better things or improve or become more skilled at something. So while you may have been like more so timid or like hesitant in the past, or maybe you kind of waited a while to do whatever this thing is that you're asking for, but that does not mean, like, in comparison to other people, when I say waited a while, maybe you feel like you did because you may be the smaller person in this instance, or the beginner, or the newbie, whatever the case may be. But what I'm getting here is someone who, at the end of the day, is very much aware of themselves, aware of what they're capable of on an individual level. However, when other people or other aspects come into play, that seems to dim your light in a sense, or at least that's what it feels like. But your light isn't dim. The only person it's dim to is you. And I mean, naturally, when we feel a certain way about ourselves, no matter what someone else tells us or does or whatever, we still, if we don't believe it, it's just going to be just that. So I just feel like this whole energy is one of someone who knows their power, but maybe not when they get around other people who are maybe more qualified or seasoned in that experience, or whatever it is that you're asking about. But you're very much equipped for it. You're called to do this. You're called to be in this space, wherever like the good space, outside of the jealousy, like wherever it is that you are. The be assertive card and the shaman card are telling me, like, I'm getting more of a positive. I'm leaning more towards the positive than I am the negative once the jealousy and the regret can be released. Let me read that shaman card out of the book real quick. That is on page 137, and it says, the word shaman comes from the Evenki tribe in Siberia. It means one who sees in the dark or one who knows, and that has become more widely known in the Western world over the last few decades. Though called by different names depending on the culture, Sangoma, Kwandera, I'm pronouncing this all wrong, Kwandero, medicine man / woman, the term implies the ability to receive guidance and inspiration through various manifestations of spirit, such as animals, plants, ancestors, dreams, and journeys into non-ordinary reality. In doing so, the shaman applies this information for the benefit of the community. The shaman is a healer, teacher, herbalist, philosopher, psychiatrist, and storyteller all in one. In indigenous communities, they typically carry a breadth and depth of knowledge and wisdom that came from a long-standing tradition and were intimately familiar with both the physical and spiritual realms. One fundamental operating principle in shamanic work is that of direct revelation, which means receiving guidance straight from spirit guides. Lately, many more are being called to shamanic practices as a means to help us remember who we really are and our place as human beings in relation to all other beings on this planet. Due to constrictions that have embedded themselves in your conscious because of earlier indoctrinations, religious or otherwise, you have come to be skeptical and distrustful of anything to do with receiving guidance and messages from spirit guides. Any number of fears can be activated. Messages that come to you get ignored or rebuked as just your imagination. And others may disapprove of philosophy and practice that's different from the status quo. Yet it's time. Time to learn to trust that the world is alive and enchanted, that imagination is simply the bridge to perceiving a world beyond the ordinary, and that spirit truly can reveal guidance directly with no need for an intermediary. Your powers of discernment are growing in leaps and bounds such that you can more readily tell the difference between the voice of the ego and the voice of spirit. Stay the course and get support if needed for opening up to this way of life that offers a renewed relationship with Mother Earth and all her children. Remember who you really are and that you are profoundly and intimately related to all beings, both visible and non-invisible. See, that goes back to what I was saying here. I feel like, see, what I think is going on with your reading, and I don't know if the other ones are set up like that, but I feel like this side it's like two sides of you, the light and then the dark side. So this may be shadow aspects that you need to work with, like maybe going back to whatever it is that you're regretting, whether that be inner child work or just you from however long ago, a year ago, 2 years, whatever the case. And then that whole jealousy aspect, because again, like it says, let other people's successes inspire rather than frustrate you. We are all on an even playing field. Granted, some people do have more advantages and others have more disadvantages. But at the end of the day, if you just take a step back, you'll realize that, again, for every disadvantage, there is an advantage and vice versa. But that just means that for every problem, there is a solution for it. You know what I mean? So it's if there is a disadvantage at all, that is something that can be worked through. And I think that's what this shaman card is saying, is because you essentially, you know who you are and you know what you bring to the table. When you're all by yourself, you may have these great attributes and qualities about yourself that you can bring up and say, but then when other things come into the mix or other outside influences come in, it's kind of like you forget it. And that is what is keeping you from this yes. That's the only thing. But other than that, the answer to your question would be a yes. It's just this real. Let me just go ahead and get into your tarot cards. But I'm getting a yes, but it's essentially on you. This is not like an outside influence type deal. So, oh, I got them flipped upside down. Hold on, I flipped them and then I had them. They flipped. Okay, here we go. So, let's get into your reading. See what. First card is the Hierophant. Second card is the Knight of Swords. And then your third card is the Knight of Pentacles. I want to clarify him. I think I want to clarify him. Your Hierophant card is clarified by the Five of Pentacles. Knight of Swords is clarified by the Four of Wands. And then your Knight of Pentacles is clarified by the Wheel of Fortune. So, let's see. Yeah, so I think that with this Hierophant clarified by the Five of Pentacles, I definitely think this is something that has been, like, whatever it is that you're asking about, it's come with some struggles, obviously. Like, it feels like it might have actually been rooted in some sort of struggle. With the Hierophant being like that, that's the root, that's the principle, that is the morals. It kind of is no, there's no feelings really considered with the Hierophant card. And then with the Five of Pentacles being like that lack mentality, that you're going through a tough time dealing with conflict and just a setback of some sort, and maybe not even feeling like you received the help you deserved or wanted at the time. They're both five energy. So it just seems like a very hard way to go for you. And I think that is what has caused some of the jealousy and the regret to come up, which is normal because we're human. However, those are what, if you were to continue to keep your mind set in that mindset, like in that way of being, it's only going to further set you back because it'll draw you further and further away from what it is that you're trying to attain. You know, there's always going to be something. The song "Love Yours" by J. Cole just came to my head, because there literally is always going to be something that we're jealous of or we feel like we want, whatever the case may be. But there's healthy jealousy, and then or not even, I won't even call it jealousy. It's more so admiration for the thing. Like this card says, just it's really a flip of the switch in the mind, you know, and just kind of humbling people and not putting them on such a pedestal to the point where you feel like they have something that you don't. Then with this Knight of Swords, like I said, in the Four of Wands, I think again it's all about just your frame of mind, how you what your end goal is, and staying focused on that. Knight of Swords energy is really erratic, and it just kind of doesn't. It thinks pretty quickly. So I think what these two cards are telling you is to stay focused on the goal. Like, and even with being assertive, when you're being assertive, you really don't have time to think about other people or other things throughout the journey. You're kind of just tunnel vision. I feel like that's what this is saying, is to be put yourself into tunnel vision. And even so, there are rabbits in this card. Those are very fertile animals, and they it's almost like you're just constantly in this creative mode, and you're constantly in this world of like fulfillment, almost to the point where you don't have time. Like you don't have time to regret your past because you're too busy building your future here. Um and then lastly, with this Knight of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune card, again, I feel like this is, here's the thing. I feel like the Knight of Pentacles ties back to the Five of Pentacles with the Hierophant here. It's just about going slow or going at your own pace. But with the Wheel of Fortune here, these are faded moments. And not only that, but they are going to come with some tests. If you see the serpent there, or the snake rather, there are going to be some tests of your will, some tests of your faith, and some tests of your determination. And even here, she has this sword in her hand, like she's ready to go. I think that she is ready to go. Not saying you're a woman or not, but well, based on my demographics, they are all women for the most part. But she's just ready to go. And not only that, but it's half woman, half animal. It's given Sagittarius. If you're a Sagittarius, let me know, because me too. Anyway. But no, it's just giving like expansive. It's giving like ready for whatever, like even the bullshit. Because once you get to this, and these being your two final cards as well, like going from the Five of Pentacles to the Nine, I think that what's going to happen is you're going to learn and understand why all of this had to happen to you the way it did in order for you to get this particular thing that you're asking about. But it is a yes. It's more of a yes than it is a no. If you will this out of your mind, or not even that, it's not even a willing it out of your mind. It's just kind of like blowing it off, knowing, okay, the thought will come, the feeling will come, but when it does come, I'm getting that shit up out of here because it doesn't serve me. It does nothing for me. It does nothing for my growth or my healing or the journey that I'm on. So, but I definitely do see this as a yes. I definitely do see this as a yes for you. And even so, you have a 5 with the Hierophant, 5 with the Pentacles, and then you have the 10 with the Wheel of Fortune at the end. So it's going to all add up for you in the end. It'll all make sense for you. Maybe a little cloudy right now, or maybe you were just coming here. Maybe you know it's a yes, but you're just in your feelings right now. So you just need the confirmation. And that's okay. But I definitely feel like this is a yes for my Power Ones, which is a great thing, a great feeling. I just want to make sure I got everything else out here while I look over these cards. But I think I am all done. Yeah, oh, and another thing I want to say, I'm seeing with the Five of Pentacles, even the Hierophant, these are cards dealing with other people. There's always more than one person in the card, whereas with your Knight of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune, there's no one but one person in each card. And not only that, but it goes from a man to a woman. So maybe this is about being more receptive to the things that life throws at you and not being so resistant to them and handling them, being as assertive about the solution, like what it is that you want, as you are with the problems. Like I always want to say bullying the problem, but it's like I don't want. I mean, at the end of the day, that is essentially what it is. You have to kind of bully your way through the problem, not in a way where you're being an asshole, but in a way where you're standing up for yourself in your own mind. Like, this is literally something that's going to go on internally anyway. Not saying beat yourself up at all. I would never, ever tell someone to beat themselves up. But when it comes to those lower level thoughts and vibrations and things of that nature, you kind of do have to be like, you know what? I ain't got time for this shit today. I'm not doing this. I'm going to go do it as that I need to do and put my mind to more useful things. So I think that is all of what is being done here, or what is being said, or recommended or whatever. So, Power One, I thank you so much for being here with me, and I pray that this resonates with you. If it does, please let me know down in the comments. You can also like and subscribe as well. I love me. I do that. Thank you so much. And all my links and stuff will be down below if you'd like to book a personal session with me. You can do that over my website as well, www.theangelicmuse.com. All my links and things will be down below if you'd like to connect with me. But other than that, I thank you so much for being here, and I pray you enjoy the rest of your day or your night. Hey, pal, too. So if you chose this pink rose quartz crystal, ooh, I know y'all can't see it, but it's pink, I promise. It looked like a whitish pink, like a light pink. Anyway, the camera did it. Anyway, we're going to start with your oracle, and then we're going to live shuffle your tarot. So for your first card, we have success. For your second card, we have fire, passion. For your third card, we have deservingness. You are a beloved child of God like everyone else, and you deserve to receive the support that will allow you to focus upon your divine life purpose. Even if you can't yet recognize your lovable qualities, trust that God and the angels can see how amazing you are. And then your last card is empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. Okay. So, based on these 4 cards here, I am seeing a yes, but there is work to be done as well. However, the success card in itself is definitely guaranteeing that you will be successful in whatever endeavors you put your mind to. However, with this fire card, the one thing, obviously, is the only thing in this card really that's standing out to me is, if you notice, she is playing the violin, which is, not only is it unlikely to be playing violin in a fire, but the violin, if I'm not mistaken, is one of the harder instruments to play, because it's just like so many different parts to it, as opposed to other instruments which may be more like black and white. So I'm seeing here that there's a lot, like, it's almost giving me like devil card energy, like recurring lessons needing to be learned, something of that nature. And it's interesting because it's in between the success and the card of deservingness. And you also picked the rose quartz crystal, which is like geared more towards like self-love, self-acceptance, things of that nature. I think that whatever it is that you're asking about, the work that needs to be done is more so internal than external. Um, and it's not like something that needs to be like tweaked or anything from like an outside source or something someone else is doing. It will be more so on you. And it's not to say anything's wrong with you. It's not. I'm just saying, like, we all, have like little improvements we need to make, but it's still gearing more towards a yes, as long as that work, obviously is done. And then with this empathy card, I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. I think the work that needs to be done may be more so aligned with your intuition. And not only that, but this card is like a purplish, like light lavendery looking color. Um, Giving like third eye-ish crown chakra vibes. So I think that when it says I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation, this is more so saying, not that you have to see the right in something or the wrong in something, but you just need to acknowledge that it has happened the way that it did, and then figure out how to move forward. And I feel like, going back to this fire passion card, with her learning the hardest instrument here, I feel like that's what it is that's been happening to you. It's just you've been learning these hard lessons, and it may at times make you feel like you're less deserving than others, because you're almost like, why me about it? But there is, like I said, the first card that came out for you was success. So there is definitely success that is destined for you. It's just that maybe your birth chart or whatever it is that you're dealing with is just, astrologically, it just may not feel like it's favoring you, because it's harder than other people's way to go, but we're all just unique in that way, and we have to deal with things in a different way as in comparison to others. And not only that, but we really never know what is really going on. And that is another thing with the empathy card. Seeing both sides of a situation would be seeing them in their totality. So not just seeing the full goodness of it, but also seeing the lesser comfortable parts of the experience that person had to go through. So for example, if you look at celebrities and you see this whole glam life, and like you see this whole world they're living full of whatever it is that they want and their desires and things like that, but you don't see their family constantly asking them for money and not wanting to fuck with them when they say no, or you don't see the amount of taxes that they have to pay, or you don't see their car insurance bills, or uh shit like that. You know what I mean? Because we all got bills, so it's like, yeah, you'll see the dollar, but you don't see the amount put on there. So it's just about finding balance, whatever it is that you're asking about, whether this is a relationship, a job, a career, or whatever the hell. It doesn't matter. Just seeing both sides of the pros and the cons to the situation you're asking about are very much important in whatever it is that you're doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and live shuffle this tarot deck here and pull some cards to see, like, just gain some further insight on the situation. Oh, almost dropped it. Okay. Your first card is the Page of Cups. Second card is the Six of Swords. Your third card is the Five of Cups. And then we're going to clarify these. You got the Ten of Swords to clarify your Page of Cups. Okay. And you got the Five of Pentacles to clarify your Six of Swords. And then you got the Two of Cups. That barely even shuffled. Two of Cups to clarify your Five of Cups. So, I'm going to start over here with the Page of Cups and the Ten of Swords. I feel like what this is I feel like the Ten of Swords clarified the Page of Cups because it kind of shines or puts a light on your newfound success. Again, like I said, you may have had a hard way to go when it comes to learning from your experiences or learning the lessons with that Fire card here. However, I feel like you hit your rock bottom in terms of, like, mentally, at least. Like, you've already hit that. You have experienced and felt whatever it is that needed to be felt, and in that you realize, like, okay, I made it out of this thing. I'm still here. What's new? Like, what can I do now? Like, how can I move forward now? You're kind of taking those fires, those, I don't know. I just thought of Little Fires Everywhere. That show was so good. If you never saw it, oh my gosh. Okay, I'm deflecting. But you're taking your little fires. It's on Hulu. It got Reese Witherspoon in it and Kerry Washington. I think it. Yeah, y'all. If y'all ain't see that, come on. Go. That was a good show. But anyway, I feel like you're taking your little fires that you've had to experience, and maybe they felt big to you, but I mean, grand schemes, we're talking here. You're kind of combining them into one, and you're coming out like explosive almost. Not in a way that's like overbearing, but just like newfound freedom type. Like you're ignited. Your passion has been ignited. Your fire has been lit. like, and you're kind of curious to find out what else is out there. You've experienced all of the emotions and gone through all the things and found goodness in them. You found your own natural flow. It may be kind of quirky or unique to other people. They may not even understand how you did it, but you done it. So that's just what I'm getting with that Page of Cups and the Ten of Swords card. With the Six of Swords clarified by the Five of Pentacles, I think this is how tying into this deservingness card here, where you're, again, you've experienced some things, and maybe you've gone through therapy, maybe you have enlisted certain resources to help you or assist you in order to kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of steer you in the correct direction, even when you are dealing with one of these fires. Like, you're mentally ready for them, and you're moving past and out of that lack mentality or mindset, or feeling like you're not good enough in comparison to other people or other things or whatever the case may be. Look at these things. I'm sitting up here. I will keep playing with these cards in my hand. But I feel like, and it's interesting because with this Six of Swords, every knife is different. Like, literally every knife looks different. So it's almost like I said, you have these a numerous amount of experiences that are tied to you in whatever it is that you're asking about, and you're finally at a point where you get your yes. You're finally at a point where you get your yes, and it's been a long time coming for, or at least it's felt like that for a lot of you. Um, However, no good thing worth having is going to come easy. I'll just say that. And a true test of strength and endurance is going to be in the experience that the person has, and how, and their ability to get out of it. And I would just like to commend you on your willpower and your strength throughout whatever it is that you're asking about, whether it be small or big, whatever. Anything that causes some type of conflict or controversy, or maybe like a some type of square type energy, it's not easy to navigate through them without like a set foundation of like guidance. Like, it's not, and I'm not saying you went out aimlessly and did this thing. You have a strong force behind you, I can tell spiritually. However, doing it alone, still, we're the only people in this body. So I would just like to simply commend you on that. Just because by the looks of the cards, it just seems like, you had a hard way to go. So I just want to put that out there for you. But, and then I just want to say, with your final two cards, with this Five of Cups and the Two of Cups, to clarify it, it's interesting that the Five of Cups was the last card to come out, because like I said, I feel like you're at a point where you have learned from your past. But I think with the Two of Cups, to clarify it, this is you now maybe even sharing those experiences, or finding something that actually balances your cup. It's not like it's interesting because the Five of Cups, you have the three here. You're not really worried about, oh shoot, I'm not even in the camera, y'all, because I was trying to see it myself. You got the Three Cups here, then you got these two. And I feel like what you're doing is you're creating something with those two cups. You finally turned around from off of this. You turned around away from your lack mindset and your mentality, and you said, I am deserving of this. Now let me go find like-minded people. Let me go find something that balances me out, something that fits me, something that is compatible, something that matches my energy, something that, in a good way, something that doesn't overburden me mentally, that doesn't take and take and take. And I feel like this is because even fire, you think about fire and how consuming it is. Like, you literally can start an entire forest fire off of one little match, like one little flame. So it's just, you're finally, and this is dealing with the emotions and just dealing with water, which is a more flowy and more, don't get me wrong, water can get a little bit erratic, but like, you can learn how to navigate waters. You can't necessarily learn how to navigate fire. So I think this is a really cool, calm balance for you, whatever it is that you're asking about. And it's so fitting for you. Like, but you just had to go through a couple things in order to see that, to get your yes. Like I said, but imagine, just imagine if you were to say yes to the things that don't fit you. Then you're still in this Five of Cups energy. I think you finally have reached a point where um, things are coming into flow for you. Things are starting to align for you in a way that is beneficial to you. And whoever it is that you're dealing with. Like I said, this could go for, anyway. Um, but yeah, I think that is it. Let me just double check because I did with Power One. I just want to make sure I got everything out and make sure. It's interesting. Okay. Granted, you do got a yes here. But I'm noticing with this Six of Swords here, if you can see that tiny little snake slithering in back of the boat. I want to say this, and it's not to scare or alarm anyone. It's just to say, with the snake and the serpent and it being like, and even kind of in the back of that Two of Cups there. It's giving me like, don't allow your past or like experiences that are like the more quiet ones that can kind of sneak up on you. Don't allow those to get you down. Don't allow them to set you back at all. Let them play the back. Keep them there, notated when it pops up, or transmute it if you can at the time. But if you can't do it at the time, make sure to transmute whatever it is that pain, that feeling, whatever thought comes to your mind, and try to find a way to deviate away from the negatives of it, of that experience, of that thought, whatever, and remember the positive that has come from it and why you are so deserving of this yes. I just wanted to get that out there because it came out in that Six of Swords. I'm glad I went back and looked, and then that's what kind of prompted me to notice it in this Two of Cups. But again, it also could just be you taking your past experiences and then being able to share them with someone who has like-minded experiences as well, or a like-minded thing where you could a business that you could just kind of pour your experiences into and share, and you'll find through that other people are dealing with the same things or whatever the case may be. Number of different things it could apply to, but overall, it's giving me yes, and I'm so happy I did this because I love it. So anyway. Pile 2, I thank you so much for being here with me. I pray that this resonates with you in some way. If it does, please let me know down in the comments. You can like and subscribe as well. I love when you guys do that. And thank you so much. All of my links will be down below. If you'd like to book a personal session with me, you can do so down below. My website is www.theangelicmuse.com. And yeah, I think that is it. I thank you all so much for being here, and I pray you enjoy the rest of your day or your night. Okay, Pile 3. So if you chose the Rutilated Quartz here for your reading, here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and read your oracle cards first, and then I'll live shuffle your tarot. So your first card is Perfect Timing. Your second card is Hero. Your third card is Release Resentments About Money. Yes, the money system of the world can seem upsetting, but holding resentments about finances just pushes your abundance away. Instead, see money as a tool you can use to better the world. And this shift will help you attract support and golden opportunities. Then your last card is, well, oracle card is Indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. So, for your oracle, I'm getting a yes. However, what came to my mind, and I feel like I'm saying it because maybe you don't understand it or know it, is that, or maybe you do, but you just haven't really thought of it like that. But For some reason, with this hero card, the courage card, I'm thinking of the strength card in tarot, but I'm also seeing with this release resentments about money with the angel holding the candle that your our ancestors, but more so your ancestors at this time, have done it with less, have made it happen with less. And going back to the hero card, reminding me of the strength card because this is courage at the top. It's just reminding me of how the strength within the strength card, you kind of have to tame your ego in a sense. And we all have egos. It's not like there's anything wrong with having to tame it. That's just the natural part of life. It's just that you know when your ego is so grand and so big in the sense where it kind of dims your light, your intuitive light. You're not able to shine correctly. So what I'm seeing here is that, and when I say your ego is big, I don't mean it like you're some cocky son of a bitch. I'm saying it like it's just so loud. Like it's either telling you can't do something because you don't have the money for it, or you're never going to have the money for it. Or the resources. It doesn't even have to necessarily be money. It could just be the resources in general. Because a lot of times it's not the money we want, it's the things we can obtain with the money that we want. And so that just goes back to what I was saying about the ego being so loud. It kind of clouds your whole judgment. And then with this indecision, I use my intuition in all aspects of life. The ego here kind of makes it difficult for you to think intuitively and to like be as creative or have those hints or those hits of ideas that come to you, those inspirational hits. They can't come to you if you know you're constantly um coming down on yourself about what it is that you don't have. Now I am going to read this card out of the book, and I just realized for pile two I did not do that. So if you're here from pile two or whatever the case may be, I'm so sorry. I did not read y'all ancestor message out the book. I kind of just intuitively went off of it. But anyway, this is pile three's turn, so let me just stay focused. I just don't like when I do that, but it just came to me. So hero is on page 101. And it says, the classic theme of the hero's journey is outlined in three broad stages. First, the departure from ordinary reality. Second, the phase of initiation, where one or more trials are confronted and overcome. And third, re-entry into ordinary reality. There are examples in every culture of the hero and the hero's journey. The theme of the journey starts with someone being called to an adventure or mission and reluctantly submitting, though it requires them to give up an ordinary, secure, and predictable life. In their quest, they encounter dark forces and go through a period of doubts and uncertainties, requiring counsel from a wise elder whose main advice is to stand still and hold their ground before these dark forces. By doing so, the hero vanquishes the challenges, accomplishes their mission, then returns to their community profoundly changed. It becomes clear that this has been an initiation into the next cycle and expression of life. The hero learns that these dark places exist within as well, and through acceding to the journey, they are able to vanquish these too. You are being called to a quest, one that will require you to tap into your courage as you embark on what will prove to be a life-changing passage. It is not about eliminating any fears or uncertainties, but about accepting these feelings and considerations, and in spite of them heeding the voice of spirit that has been calling to you for some time through the signs, omens, and that inner intuitive voice that has become increasingly prominent. Though you may hesitate, you know in your heart of hearts that you really have no choice. It may be a geographical move, a change in a relationship, a creative project for which you feel unprepared, or something that shakes the very foundations of which you have come to believe. You can ruminate, negotiate, equivocate, and come up with various reasons and justifications for remaining safe and secure in your relatively predictable life patterns, yet the call persists. Trust that you are never alone and have available to you the guidance from this ancestral spirit by simply asking. You will accomplish your quest. Yes, and that goes back to what I was saying. The ego has all these resentments about money and being able to afford or being able to do something or being able to obtain something, or doesn't even necessarily be money, but just having resources, any type of resource that it is that you think you don't have. The more you continue to hold on to that, you really will physically manifest that reality for yourself. Um, and excuse me, I'm sorry. And to to silence your intuition just based off of what your reality looks like would be doing yourself a disservice. In this particular instance or case, you kind of have to be your own hero in this. It's almost saying, like, listen, nobody's going to save you unless you attempt to save yourself. And attempting to save yourself does not include you talking about what it is that you don't have. Because with God, you have everything you need. It's if you're being called to do something, and it says here that this is perfect timing for you to do the thing. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and pull some tarot here just to kind of dive a little deeper into it. But with the doubting yourself or doubting what it is that you have or what you're capable of, that will mentally set you back. Meanwhile, the answer or the gift or whatever it is that you're asking about could just be sitting right in front of your face the whole time, waiting for you to obtain it or get it or for it to get you, whatever the case may be. So let me go ahead and shuffle your tarot. Oh, came right out. The Hanged Man is your first card. The Moon is your second card. Oh gosh, okay, let me leave that alone. Oh, okay. Two of Wands came out. I'm not gonna. That just kind of jumped out right after. I ain't gonna take that one out because I'm definitely going to clarify these, but I wasn't taking more than one at once. So to clarify your Hanged Man, you have the Empress. To clarify your Moon card, you have the Eight of Pentacles. And then to clarify your Two of Swords, you have Eight of Swords. Yeah, so here's the thing. The answer to your question is yes, but you have to believe it's a yes too. And if you don't, and based on my feelings like that I have right now, and it's so weird because I literally don't typically get this, but I have like this nervous gut feeling in my stomach. Like, I don't get this when I'm doing I haven't gotten this feeling since I started doing readings. Like, I feel kind of nervous, like almost like I don't, like almost like I want to throw up. Like, I know it's TMI. I'm not going to, but that's just almost like I'm feeling. I feel like it's like this kind of on edge feeling. And then when you have this you got the Hanged Man clarified by the High Priest. I mean, the High Priestess, the Empress. The Hanged Man is all about like kind of playing this waiting game. It's honestly a maybe card in terms of yes or no. And it's interesting we started out that way because, like I said, I have this feeling. So while I'm getting a yes down here where there's like some inner work that needs to be done, as long as that work is done and you can kind of release those things, when I come up here, I still kind of get that indecisive feeling. It's really all on you and whether or not you feel like you're deserving of whatever it is that you're asking for. The Empress does nothing but sit back, receive, look good, get to the money, and her man, he take care of her. So it's really not, it's all in what you birth. It's all in what you decide to create with this. Like, this can go either way. this literally can, the hangman can go either way in terms of it's like a maybe, but what you gonna do about it kind of card. So this is literally like I said, you kind of have to be your own hero in this sense and take the bulls by the horn and make the damn thing go the way you want it to go. Like this is your life. Like, and I'm not saying it in a way where I'm like trying to like beat it into you or like say, listen, do this shit. You know, I really, really wish that I knew the exact like terms or whatever it is that you're asking about, because this is very general. But whatever it is, you're so deserving of it. It's you don't even realize it. Even with this moon card here with the 8 of Pentacles to confirm it. You have worked so hard. Like you may be a perfectionist. Like you want things, like it says perfect timing here. The 8 of Pentacles is like the card of like almost trying to get something down to a T, but still working at it. I feel like you're kind of forgetting how hard you worked for this. Almost like it's not about the money at this point. It's not about it's about what you've built up inside of you. It's about how far you've come. It's not about like the outside resources, because it seems like with this 8 of Pentacles card, you've been doing things without whatever it is that you think you need now. Like maybe you're like in the final stages of something and you feel like there's almost, it's another cycle. Like you're going to have to do this 8 of Pentacles shit over again. But this, it says here that this is the perfect timing to actually go for it. Like just kind of like move on to the next step. It's not like this isn't the time to continue to tweak. This isn't the time to continue to try to make things perfect or wait and see how things are going to go. You know, it's almost like you're like, okay, since I can't move forward from here, I'm just going to do it again. And it's causing this 2 of Wands clarified by 8 of Swords energy where you see no way out. So while this looks like a yes, it also turns itself into a maybe. This is based on your energy in the current moment anyway. So it does have the potential to be a full-on yes, but with the way your tarot come out, it's almost as if it's a maybe. You know, it's about you taking charge, like I said, being your own hero here. There's no one in sight. If anything, they're all in that house back there. They don't even know she's out there. Shit, they don't even know she drove her ass with that map to get there. Like people don't know what you've gone through in its entirety. Like nobody, you could tell somebody all day and night, like, oh, I'm dealing with this, and this. They won't get it because they're not you. Now, I'm not saying like you don't have a support system or anything. I'm pretty sure you have a great support system, and if you don't, I pray you find one soon. But what I'm saying is that nobody's going to, when it comes to certain things God calls you to do, there's certain things that God's going to call for you to get yourself out of. With him in mind, with him by your side, with your angels, with your spirit guides, with your ancestry that has lived long before you, and you know they've done this life thing too, so they get how it goes, you know, and you're very supported spiritually. It's just what it looks like all around you, no matter what, if you continue to look at your outside circumstances and allow those to be your worth or stand for your worth, then you're always going to feel like you don't amount to what it is that you really want or what really desire. But you have such great qualities. Like you can't, like, as even with this 8 of Pentacles energy, like, yeah, you will sit there and maybe be stuck or like try to keep doing it over, like maybe I did it wrong, let me try it again. You're very attentive, you're very particular, you're very smart, you make decisions on your own. There are people out here who don't know how to make a single decision for themselves. So it's like when you get to this point, the tough part, it's like, don't give up now. You can do this. It's perfect timing for you. Look, that was the first card that came out. but with the indecision ending it, it's literally all on you. It goes back to that. The time could be right all day and night, but it's on you to actually make it happen. So yeah. Um and you did pick it. I mean, I know all the stones are pretty rough, but you picked the rutilated quartz. Like this just looks like a jagged, it just looks very, very uncomfortable. I don't know. It just looks very uncomfortable to, I don't know. Anyway, you're going to get out of it. You're going to get out of this uncomfortableness. You're going to get out of this stalemate type energy you're in. You just want to open yourself up to being more receptive to different possibilities and outcomes and things not necessarily looking the way that you want them to. Because like I said, when I read that hero card out of the book, it says they typically come from like this ordinary life and then they turn into like this crazy hero, but like something else, it like kind of knocks them out of their element and then they return back to that. So it's all about you kind of finding your place, doing the work, and then settling back in that place in a more comfortable, sure position in state of mind and state of being. So yeah. Pile 3, that is all I have for you guys. I thank you so much for being here, and I pray that this resonates with you. If it does, please let me know down in the comments. You can like and subscribe as well. All of my links will be down below. If you'd like to book a personal session with me, you can do so over on my website, www.theangelicmuse.com. And all of my links and everything else will be down below if you'd like to connect with me that way. But other than that, I thank you so, so much for being here with me, and I pray you enjoyed the rest of your day or your night. Hey, Pile 4. So if you chose the blue Lapis Lazuli crystal here, Pile 4, last but not least, this is your reading. So we're going to start out with your oracle, and then I'm going to live shuffle your tarot on camera. Your first card is the romance card. Second card, you have plant. Your third card is savings. As you consistently save for your future is saved. You do your future self a big favor as you consistently set aside present funds. This is a part of your self-care and path to feeling secure as you focus upon your life path. And then your last card is freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. Okay, so you got a little bit of everything. And you got romance, savings, freedom. Like, this is, wow. Okay, so based on your tarot, just seems like a lot of growth here. It seems like a expansive. You have plant, you have savings, you have freedom, romance. That's all things that kind of expand over time. The more you pour into them, the more you invest in any of these things, the more they kind of flourish. And I feel like the answer to your question based off of this, it seems like a lot of pouring into. It's giving me yes vibes. It's giving me yes. I'm going to get into the tarot to further clarify. But not only that, but you chose the lapis lazuli crystal, which is tied to like communication in the way, like proper communication at that. And I just think of the way all of these, like even in romance, when you communicate properly, healthily, when you plant, when you communicate with your plants or your plant mom, and you water them precisely and you keep up on it and with saving, like it just all seems like it feels really like a yes. So getting into, I'm going to read this plant page out of, or this plant card out of the book in just a moment. But I definitely, like I said, I do get a yes. It just feels very freeing, very enlightening, this particular deck. So let me go ahead. So that says plant, and that one is on page, let's see, plants. That is on page 70. And it reads, in an elegant collaboration between earth, air, fire, and water, a plant is birthed from its rudimentary beginnings as a seed. As the primordial ancestors interact with the seedling, and assuming all other conditions are favorable, it will evolve into a mature plant whose body will eventually return to Mother Earth and continue to provide for other life forms. Science has indicated that there are nearly 400,000 species of plants currently known, and 94% of those are flowering. This incredible diversity of plant beings is an important aspect of a biological ecological system. They have given us, as well as other life forms, an amazing number of benefits and applications, not least of which is keeping us alive by being the most essential ingredient of the food chain. Plants are the most fundamental food source for all animals, and if for some reason all plant life were to disappear, we would very quickly follow. The plant ancestor could just as easily be called called the sustainer of life, and it's not much of a stretch to consider the plant people our ancestors. In fact, in some ancient Hawaiian beliefs that still exist today, Taro or Kalo is revered as an ancient and first ancestor. I don't know if that's Taro, Taro, or Kalo, Kalo, if you want to look that up. But anyway, it says this is the perfect time to set some new goals based on the inspiration for some ideas that have come to you recently and have continued to dwell in your consciousness, like a song that keeps playing in your mind. They are ones you're quite capable of achieving, though some will require you to stretch outside your comfort zone. In spite of that, plant the seeds for these ideas by writing them down, setting target dates for their completion, and developing an action that is as detailed as possible. Simultaneously, actually plant some seeds. Prior to planting them, say a prayer of thanks for these seeds and your ideas coming to fruition. Then gently use the subtle power of your breath to blow that intention into the seeds. As the seeds germinate, sprout, and reveal themselves more fully, note how this corresponds to the sprouting and maturation of your original intention. Express your gratitude to the plant being and the plant ancestor as much and as often as you can for collaboration in manifesting your intention. So, yeah, this just goes back to what I was saying about everything in here just seeming like it's something you have to pour into or like grow. So whether this is like a new budding romance or if this is you finally coming into like a more sustainable financial situation, um, whatever you water in general will grow. And not only that, just going back to this plant card, I know that, like they said, there's 400,000 plant species. However, every plant doesn't get watered the same. So I feel like whatever you're asking about is very particular. Um, Whether this is like an all around question or just about something specific, either way, whatever it is that's being asked about, it has its own unique set of tailored rules to it, if that makes sense. Like it has a system that your own system that you've created for it that it doesn't necessarily need to be tweaked. If it were to be tweaked, if you pour too much into it, or if you put too much like emphasis on the thing, you have the potential to, I don't want to say mess it up, but like you know how you kind of put things on a pedestal. I'm getting like take things for what they are and know that whatever you invest into them and you pour into them is the level of, what is the word I'm looking for, importance that it'll have on it. So if you just like, this is just to say not to put anything on a pedestal. Like everything is what you kind of like build it up to be or you sustain it to be. I pray this is making sense. I'm going to get into your tarot in a minute just to like kind of get some further insight on this. But again, this is a very general reading, so I'm trying to be as like general as possible. But I think that with this freedom card here, I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. That kind of just is a further way of explaining what it is that I was saying. As far as like your own happiness is tied to the amount of value you put on something. So say for example you are in a relationship. This is a new budding relationship and you really like this person. Pour into it and make sure it's equally yoked. It's not to say to put all your eggs in one basket in a sense where you're like left with nothing or you become codependent. Same thing with a career or job or whatever the case may be. Even in terms of savings, you want to put enough in there or you want to make sure that it's enough so that you have something to fall back on, but you don't necessarily want to put too much of it because you may end up having to dip into it when it didn't have to be necessary in the first place, if that makes sense. Like if you need it for something, don't try to like pretend like you don't. So I'm gonna get into your tarot before I like just start going off on this whole thing. But this is a very interesting pile. Like I said, you kind of got a little bit of everything, pile four. But I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle and get more yes or no. Okay, you got five of wands to start. Yeah. I hate when they hit like that because then it's like I like when they fly out. Like I need a sure that okay, that one hit, but it definitely pretty much flew out. The Ten of Pentacles is your next card. Child, y'all got the sloppiest shuffle I've ever seen. I ain't had this all reading. You got the Queen of Wands, Five of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, and then I'm going to clarify these cards as well. Okay, you got the Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles to clarify. And y'all are the only ones that had these two things come out too, because everybody else is getting one. Okay, then you got the Three of Cups to clarify your Ten of Pentacles. And then lastly, with the Queen of Wands, to clarify that, we have the Eight of Cups. Okay, so that is interesting. Y'all got two cards that came out to clarify the one card and nobody else did. And this card is just like jam-packed with different elements of life. Anyway, so your Five of Wands was clarified by the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. So you have two Pentacles here. Both, here's what I'm seeing with that though. With your Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, I think this is all about you just embracing your own solitude or your own ability to do things on your own, more or less. This isn't with that Five of Wands. I'm just seeing a lot of like chatter, a lot of outside opinions and influences that don't really matter. And then the Nine of Pentacles, she's completely fine with being on her own. She's very much aware and grateful of all that she has fought for to get to where she is. And again, she has a garden here, and there's plants in the back. That's her garden. She's poured into it. She's invested into it, and she's watered it. And she's probably like very, very like it's probably full of different things. This is just an example, but what I'm saying is going back to these plants, and there being 400,000 species. There's 400,000 ways to go about watering a certain type of plant. Like, so in life, same thing applies. For every one problem, there are many different solutions to it. There's not just one way to go. So instead of like taking on the opinions, whether they be outside or inner opinions of yourself, or just whatever the situation it is that you're asking about, I think this is about going back to your own, like, going within and maybe being kind of stubborn on certain situations, like not necessarily in a way that is not conducive to your relationships or whoever it is, but just kind of standing your ground when it comes to certain things. It's like solidifying your footprint when it comes to non-negotiables, because everybody has non-negotiables, and going about it in a way that's it's nurturing yet considerate of yourself too. It's nurturing of others yet considerate of yourself as well, when it comes to the answer to this thing. But I do feel like with this 10 of Pentacles and this 3 of Cups, it's like the 9 of Cups is there on the first to clarify the 5 of Wands, but the 10 of Cups showed up in your second clarifying card. And I think that is the testament. Like, this is like that one extra step that's going to get you to the gold or get you to a satisfactory state. Like, you're going to be able to feel like you won after you, like I said, solidify whatever your non-negotiables are, or kind of really enjoy and take in your own opinion, your own thought, your own mind, how you feel about situations. Is pouring into yourself. It's not really so much, and maybe this is just about loving on yourself. This romance card here could apply to someone just simply saying or asking about something in reference to themselves. You can love on yourself. Like, if you look here, granted, it's 2 different people here, but I mean, it's masculine and feminine energy. This could very well have to do with like give and take just for yourself. Just like planting, watering something and not watering it. Like, for example, cactuses probably need water like maybe once every 2 weeks or so. Like, they're a very dry plant, but they still flourish and grow just the same as maybe a snake plant, or just as maybe I don't know, shoot, other plants. It's just a matter of tailoring things and making them fit and work for you. Um, And then lastly, I want to get into this Queen of Wands clarified by the 8 of Cups energy. I think that this Queen of Wands is you, the other aspect of yourself. This Queen of Pentacles is you on your own. Like, this is you in your isolation state. This is you not considering opinions that don't work for you or that don't serve you. However, this Queen of Wands with this 8 of Cups is you completely like walking away from this 5 of Wands energy. I know this is like a crazy read and I'm taking you all over the place, but the Queen of Wands, she's very much dominant. She's assertive. She's fiery. She's fun. She's in her element. She don't give a flying fuck about nobody else's opinion but her own. She might consider it and be like, all right, but she's not no asshole or nothing. But I'm just saying, she's very much in her element. She's confident. She's secure. She's sure. And just like the 9 of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles energy, she has no room for outside influences. This 5 of Wands energy came out right on time, right in the beginning where it needs to be, so it doesn't have to be at the end of your reading, because it really is a non-factor when in terms of the answer to this question. The answer to the question is a full-on yes. Pouring into yourself, pouring into that thing, is, as long as you continue to do that, it will continue to be a yes as well. And there are going to be certain things that you need to walk away from. But I don't see you having an issue doing that. I feel like once you see how fragile it was to begin with, how meaningless it was to begin with, not to say it didn't play its role, it definitely had its place in your life. However, where you're going, it simply can't come with you. And I feel like once you see that it couldn't withstand the test of time, the same way these glasses are broken here, the same way you see that it couldn't withstand the test of time through this, whatever it is that you're going through now, you'll notice that it wasn't really beneficial to you in the first place. It had no room. It had no space. You weren't going to necessarily make space for it. And it's not to be in any way like an asshole about it. It just has room somewhere else. It's just not with you. And that's okay. For sure. I'm just trying to make sure I touch on everything before I get out of here. I also want to say with this savings card here, with that baby angel in it. Like, she is so freaking cute. I feel like this is like a testament or a tribute to your inner child. Honestly, I feel like your inner child's going to thank you for this. And like it says, as you consistently save for your future is saved. Not only you, but like if you plan on having children in the future, if you plan on, or if you do have children, like the light that they'll see you in once you embrace this, yes, or even you, like I said, your inner child, once your inner child sees you in this or feels you in this state, it's going to do a complete 180 for you. Like I said, with the 8 of Cups, they're literally walking away from everything and starting anew. Like they don't have anything with them, just their backpack or in that little stick, going up in the mountains, but you know what, those mountains there, like you'll have, granted, we all have trials and tribulations in life that we have to go through, so granted you will meet other mountains and things like that, but these damn cups couldn't go with you up on the mountain. What you gonna do with them cups? What you doing with them anyway? What are those glass cups going to do with you up in that mountain? You want to eat them? So anyway, I'm getting out of here because Power 4, I thank you so much for being here with me. I pray that this resonates with you. If it does, please let me know down in the comments. You can like and subscribe as well. I love when you guys do that. Thank you so much. Um, and all my links and things will be down below. If you'd like to book a personal session with me, you can do so over at my website, www.theangelicmuse.com. And yeah, I think that's it. So I always do this at the end. I'm like, I think that's it. I just be wanting to get everything out. So anyway, thank you so much for being here, guys. And I pray you enjoy the rest of your day or your night.